The Thompson family bustled about their cozy home. John, the father, tinkered with a leaky faucet in the kitchen. Laughter spilled from the living room where Mary, his wife, played a board game with their two children, 8-year-old Emily and 10-year-old Michael. The aroma of dinner, a hearty chicken pot pie, wafted from the oven, filling the air with warmth and the promise of a delightful family meal. It was an ordinary evening, the kind that felt like a warm embrace of normalcy. As Michael moved his game piece, a sharp rap on the front door echoed through the house. The sudden noise startled them all. John frowned, wiping his hands on a dish towel. Who could that be at this hour? He wondered aloud. Mary, sharing her husband's curiosity, rose from her place on the floor, careful not to disturb the game pieces. "I'll go see," she said, her voice laced with a hint of apprehension. Mary reached the front door and peered through the peephole. The porch light illuminated only emptiness. She frowned, a shiver running down her spine. "There's no one there, John!" she called out, her voice betraying a slight tremor. John joined her at the door, his brow furrowed in confusion. He opened the door wider, stepping out onto the porch for a better look. The street was deserted, bathed in the soft glow of twilight. They returned inside, closing the door firmly behind them, attributing the strange occurrence to mischievous kids, or perhaps a case of mistaken address. However, a sense of unease settled over them, a subtle shift in the atmosphere that cast a shadow over their previously cheerful evening. They tried to shake off the unsettling feeling, but it lingered like a bad odor. The children, sensing their parents' anxiety, fell silent, their earlier excitement replaced with a palpable tension. Minutes later, another knock, louder and more insistent this time, shattered the uneasy truce they had forged with their fear. John and Mary exchanged a worried glance, their hearts pounding in their chests. "Don't answer," whispered Emily, her eyes wide with terror. They decided to ignore it, hoping whoever was on the other side would eventually give up and leave. But as they sat in tense silence, the lights flickered and died, plunging the house into darkness. Panic welled up inside them. John fumbled for his phone, using its flashlight to pierce the oppressive darkness. Outside, the wind howled like a banshee, rattling the windows and sending shivers down their spines. Then came the noises, scratching sounds from the attic, whispers that seemed to slither through the vents, floorboards creaking under unseen weight. Each sound chipped away at their composure, pushing them closer to the brink of terror. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the darkness. It was Emily. John and Mary rushed towards the sound, their hearts hammering in their chests. They found Emily cowering in a corner, her eyes wide with terror, pointing at a shadowy figure hovering over Michael's still form. Before they could react, the unseen force struck again, this time silencing Mary's scream before it could escape her lips. John, paralyzed by fear, could only watch in horror as his family was picked off one by one, their pleas for mercy swallowed by the darkness. He felt a cold breath on his neck, a whisper of his name that seemed to slither from the very walls of his home. And then, everything went silent. The unseen force, its gruesome task complete, vanished into the night, leaving behind an eerie silence and the chilling memory of the knock that ended it all.